The world was shaken by the shocking news that Savannah Guthrie's mom had gone missing in suspicious circumstances. Sadly, this is only the latest tragic chapter in the TV host's life. When Guthrie was only 13 years old, her father suffered his first heart attack. This was the first time her family realized that her father's heart was not healthy. 3 years later, he had another heart attack, which turned out to be fatal. Unsurprisingly, his untimely death greatly shaped her life. During an episode of the podcast Now What with Brooke Shields, she explained that she thinks of that defining moment that split her life into two distinct pieces.
There's like a before and after. It's just like this stark dividing line. It's like there's before my dad died and there's after.
Guthrie has been very open about how she's grieved her father's death since it happened. She believes that she will her entire life. Not every part of her father's death has been negative for Guthrie, though. As the TV host has shared, she's not sure if she would have chosen her career path had she not lost her father, and she's certainly gained more empathy for others because of the loss. She said,
"Some things, it changed for the better in the sense of I know that my heart is more tender because of it."
Beyond the death of her father, Guthrie has been open about many of the other struggles she's faced throughout her life. However, there's one area she's kept a bit more private: her first marriage. In the late 2000s, Guthrie was married to BBC producer Mark Orchard. She filed for divorce in 2009 and reportedly cited that she and Orchard had been living separately since 2008. The pair had only been married for 4 years when she filed for divorce, and there seems to be a reason why Guthrie hasn't discussed it much publicly. When writing about her divorce in her 2024 book of essays, Mostly What God Does, Reflections on Seeking and Finding His Love Everywhere, Guthrie said, "I can't write about other things I do remember, but I don't want to talk about. There is no scandal here, just disappointment. It all worked out in the end, though." Guthrie has been married to Michael Feldman since 2014, and while she hasn't been open about the specifics of her divorce, she has been open about how that chapter in her life shaped her relationship with God. Guthrie is public about her Christian faith, and while she's had moments of doubt, her divorce and other life tragedies have only strengthened her belief in the end. She said in an interview for Today, "All of what I have come to realize is that all of that is my faith story. Belief and doubt, joy, and also disappointment and sorrow. It's all part of my faith journey. It's all enhanced what I believe and have come to understand about God." Guthrie's journey to motherhood took some time. She'd always wanted to have children, but after going through a divorce in her 30s and taking a while to get remarried, Guthrie began to wonder if motherhood was in the cards for her. She said in an interview with Good Housekeeping, "I stopped even letting myself hope or believe I could get pregnant because the years were getting on. It wasn't that I thought it was impossible, I just thought it wasn't likely. I didn't want to get my hopes up. I just tried to tell myself that it would be okay if it didn't happen." After wondering if pregnancy would happen for her, Guthrie realized a dream she'd had for years. She became a mother. She gave birth to her first child, a daughter, in 2014. However, tragedy struck after. When Guthrie became pregnant a second time, she miscarried. Though she wanted another child so that her daughter could have a sibling, she feared again that welcoming a child into the world wasn't going to happen. She confessed to Health, "Going through what we did, it makes you realize that everything has to go just right to have a healthy baby. I really feel for so many women who are struggling and wishing and wondering, when's it going to be my turn? I know, and I understand." After suffering a miscarriage, Guthrie and her husband discussed whether they wanted to try to have another child. Ultimately, they decided to make an attempt, but that meant she would have to undergo in vitro fertilization, or IVF. She said in her interview with Health, "When making that decision about whether to go through IVF, my husband and I talked about it a lot. I didn't want to start a process where we spent all of our present searching after some future, when our present was so lovely and beautiful and enough." IVF wasn't an easy process either. It took 2 rounds of it for Guthrie and Feldman to conceive a child. Their second child, a son, was born in 2016. Guthrie said, "We were lucky. I always say Charlie was like the last egg out. He really was, and we're so blessed." While Guthrie is overjoyed to be a parent, having children much later than most women do has come with its own unique challenges. She said in her interview with Good Housekeeping, "Sometimes I wonder, on a Saturday afternoon when I'm really tired, do younger parents feel this way?" She reminds herself, though, that all parents are tired, and overall, she's happy to be a bit older, and she believes her children have gotten the best version of her. She said, "The peace and calmness that comes with age is a great thing for kids to see in action." In 2017, NBC went through a major scandal when Matt Lauer was fired from his position after being accused by multiple colleagues of sexual misconduct. While everyone at NBC struggled with the news, Guthrie was reportedly the most upset. A source told Entertainment Tonight at the time, "She's not herself. She's visibly shaken. She is doing her best to stay upbeat and jolly on air." This definitely makes sense, since Guthrie and Lauer had worked together at NBC for years, not to mention they were close friends outside of work. Guthrie, along with Hoda Kotb, broke the news on Today, and Guthrie expressed her sorrow on air. She said,
I'm heartbroken for Matt. He is my dear, dear friend and my partner, and he is beloved by many, many people here.
She, of course, noted her devastation for the victims, too. After saying that they, like many people during the Me Too movement, were grappling with the dilemma of seeing the people closest to them accused of such heinous crimes, she asked,
how do you reconcile your love for someone with the revelation that they have behaved badly? And I don't know the answer to that.
Guthrie's relationship with Lauer has unsurprisingly suffered since his firing. In 2018, the TV host shared that she had been keeping in touch with Lauer via text, and the following year, Guthrie clarified her stance on Lauer's behavior after more details were revealed about his misconduct. She said on air, "I feel like we owe it to our viewers to pause for a moment. This is shocking and appalling, and I don't even know what to say about it. We are disgusted to our core." Having children is all fun and games until one causes some serious health issues. In 2019, when Guthrie's youngest child, Charlie, was 2 years old, he and her were playing together. Charlie threw a toy train at her, and it hit her in the eye. The incident tore her retina, and just a day later, she lost her vision in her right eye. She obviously ended up missing work for a while because of the vision loss. She also had to undergo multiple laser procedures to treat the issue. She shared with Today at the time,
"They're essentially trying to weld back this tear in the retina very carefully and really trying so hard to avoid the retina detaching."
In addition to having to lay low physically, Guthrie had to monitor her words so her son wouldn't feel bad about what he inadvertently did to his mother. She said,
"He's 2, so he doesn't even know what he did, and of course I wouldn't want to make him feel bad about it."
Ultimately, she approached the whole thing with a sense of humor that only a mother could have. She went on to recall,
I was FaceTiming with my mom to tell her, and he came running in and he said, "I did it. I did it." He was very proud of himself.
There you go.
In the end, Guthrie's retina healed and her vision was restored. She hoped she would heal in time to host the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on NBC that year, and she indeed was healthy enough to do so. That, however, wasn't the end of her health issues. In 2023, she shared that she had been diagnosed with laryngopharyngeal reflux, or LPR. Definitely sounds pretty serious, right? Guthrie said on an episode of Today,
"My voice has been getting hoarser and hoarser as the.
But how does she know?
Yes.
Yeah, but how does she know that's what it is?
Guthrie was reassured by Dr. Narula that she wasn't alone in not knowing she had LPR. So many people go without receiving a diagnosis of the condition that it's sometimes called silent reflux. She said that many people first assume that they have asthma, allergies, or just a common cold. Then she continued,
If you go to the ENT, ear, nose, and throat doctor, and they hear this hallmark or constellation of symptoms, to them, the light bulb goes off. Aha.
Luckily for Guthrie, Dr. Narula had plenty of tips for the TV host on how to mitigate symptoms of LPR. He suggested waiting a few hours between eating and lying down, elevating the head while lying down, and staying away from alcohol and foods that are acidic. Unfortunately, Guthrie wasn't sold on the tips though, especially the part about staying away from coffee and her favorite foods. One tip did appeal to her though, wearing baggy clothing. Guthrie is in an industry where turnover is typical. Many people do not last for years on end in broadcast journalism. However, Guthrie is at the top of her field, and those who become hosts for NBC usually remain in their post for quite some time. Such was the case for the stunning Hoda Kotb, a former NBC anchor who was co-host of Today for nearly 2 decades and had been in her position since before Guthrie joined. In 2024, Kotb announced that she was leaving NBC, and Guthrie was saddened by the news. Guthrie told People of her reaction to the news, "When it happened, of course I was happy for her because I think it's so courageous and bold and amazing and this mode of confidence in herself and her bright future that she's writing. And she's writing it. And of course, I'm also sad because I love her so much. And if I had it my way, we'd be together forever." Guthrie also shared that while she was shocked to hear the initial announcement, she wasn't especially surprised because of conversations they'd had in the past. When it came time to officially say goodbye to Kotb, Guthrie shared a touching tribute to her longtime coworker and friend. She said on Today,
Hoda's everyone's sister, and she's like a sister to me.